He downshifted into first gear as the road turned sharply left. Its cranky transmission knocking hard, the Lada kicked, jolted, and lurched toward the snow-covered shoulder. Crouppen cut back into his lane and spat more curses through his teeth, directing them at his vehicle, his government, and the weather, in order. "I'm sorry about the bumpy ride, kitten," he said after the diatribe. With the wind blowing outside, he practically needed to shout. "I didn't mean to startle you." Natasha Mori squeezed the little Chipurashka doll in her coat pocket, her fingers digging into its soft, hand-sewn fabric. Neither his nervous driving nor the storm outside bothered her at all. She had been through many fierce rushing gales, dreadful blizzards that tore the rooftops off village homes and brought avalanches rolling down from the hills in great raging clouds of whiteness. No, she did not fear the weather. Her destination was another matter. She had been assured it was a far better place than the state-run orphanage where she had lived for over 2 years, a place of marvelous learning and experience where a chosen few students would learn to be of special and honored service to the motherland. But while she'd hated every moment at the Diet Dom, she was mindful that it was only a short distance from the village of her birth, where she had last seen Papa. She would never believe the whispers about him. He would not have abandoned her without a word of goodbye. Deep in her heart, she knew Papa would return someday. And she desperately wanted to be there to throw her arms around his neck and hug him close. She felt her hand trembling around the doll now and slowly relaxed her grip. Focused on the road ahead, Crouppen probably wouldn't sense her trepidation, but Natasha thought the old woman to her right would, unless she took great care to hide it from her. And even so, Anna was hard to fool. Almost nothing slipped past her watchful eyes. "We are freezing back here, Crouppen," said the thin, dour man seated to her left. "Can't you do anything about it?" Crouppen nodded toward his dashboard vents. The woeful heater was clanking away. "It's already on high," he said. "This is the best I can manage, sir." The man scowled and crossed his legs under the flaps of his dark, knee-length overcoat. His name was Urban, and Natasha didn't like him at all. His aloof manner was part of it, but her feelings went deeper than that. The muddy brownish-red colors that clung to him smelled like burning tires. They stung her eyes and nose and left a strong, unpleasant taste in her mouth. Still, she would not have argued about the cold. Her lips were stiff, her cheeks almost numb. The plump old woman sitting to her right noticed her discomfort, frowned, and pulled off her shawl. Thick wool with large tassels at the ends, it had been knitted with an expert hand. "You should wear this." She spoke with a heavy foreign accent, wrapping the shawl around Natasha's shoulders. "I have more meat on my bones than you." "Dankeschön," Natasha said with genuine gratitude. "Ich fühle mich besser." Anna blinked. She regarded the girl for a long, silent moment. "Ich wusste nicht, sie Deutsch sprach." "Deutsche? Ist das, was Sie am Telefon sprechen?" Anna kept looking at her. Natasha thought she seemed mystified. In fact, she was utterly astonished. The child claimed not to know what language she had spoken, and had suggested she picked it up after hearing her talk on the phone. It was extraordinary, and a little unsettling. Moscow Center had conferenced with Anna a handful of times since her assignment to the Diet Dom, insisting they speak in her native German to confound potential eavesdroppers. But she had said little within earshot of the girl, certainly not enough for Natasha to hear more than a smattering of words and phrases. Yet she had spoken just now in functional, perfectly grammatical German sentences. Anna could only wonder what sort of left temporal lobe development she would need in order to extrapolate that level of fluency from overheard conversations. She caught Urban's inquisitive glance and ignored it. She was neither his friend nor his confidant. It would do no good for Natasha to view them as a unit. The 4x4